Namaste yogis, welcome to my channel. My name is Kassandra. I'm going to take you through an evening yoga stretch for your entire body. So this is a great practice to do at the end of the day or even before going to bed at night, just to get rid of any tension you might have in your body. There is no strength required in this practice, so we want to make it really passive and very relaxing. I'm going to start in supported fish pose, which needs 2 blocks. However, you can just do reclined butterfly at home if you don't have any props handy. So it's the only pose that needs blocks. If you don't have any, don't worry, you can still do this class. You would just do it laying flat on the floor instead of laying on blocks. But if you have them, you can ease your way into your supported fish pose. First block goes in between the shoulder blades, so it's underneath your upper back. And then the second block goes underneath the back of your head, and you can choose which height you want to use. I really like mid-level. Soles of the feet can come together, knees apart. So remember, if you don't have any blocks at home, you can just do reclined butterfly laying flat on the floor. And you can choose where you want to bring your arms. If you're looking for a big stretch through your shoulders, then reaching them up overhead might feel really nice. But just notice if it's too much, if it feels like pinching. Sometimes it can restrict blood flow to the hands, which we don't want. So take a few breaths to settle yourself in a way that's comfortable. And you might close your eyes. And focusing a little bit more on our breath, we'll do the 4-4-4 breathing technique, which I really love at the end of the day. So you want to inhale for a count of 4, and then hold your breath for a count of 4, and exhale for that same count of 4. So very simple, all in and out through the nose. So inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, hold 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, hold 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep going for a few more cycles on your own. Notice if you're tensing up your facial muscles or your shoulders. Just try to relax. Taking about 3 more rounds of that breath. 4 counts to inhale, 4 counts to hold, 4 counts to exhale. So from here, we'll come into a seated butterfly forward fold. So your legs can stay as they are, but we're going to make our way off of the blocks, just tucking chin to the chest. Then you can push your arms into the floor to lift on up. So instead of folding straight forward like what we normally do, we'll add a little bit of a side bend. So reach your fingers out in front of you as much as you can, and then crawl your hands over to the left. Reach out through the right fingertips, and then let yourself fold and soften. Don't worry about having a flat back here. Let yourself round if that feels good. Let your head be heavy. Relax your belly fully. No tension here. And crawl your fingertips back through to center, and we'll go to the other side. So walk your hands over towards the right. Reach out a little more through that left arm before relaxing into the fold. You might notice that you feel this more on one side than the other. That's completely normal. Bring your hands back through to center and walk them back in. So you lift chest back up. You might use your hands to bring your knees in towards one another. Go ahead and straighten the legs. Any little movements here that feel good. If you had your blocks behind you, just move them off to the side. And we'll come into a tabletop pose on hands and knees. Palms under your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, cat and cow. As you inhale, drop your belly, lift the gaze, curl tailbone up. Exhale, round and contract. 2 more here with your breath. Really stretch, pull the heart open, exhale. Find length along the spine. Last one. Coming back to neutral, thread the needle, right arm extends up, and thread that arm underneath you, shoulder and ear lowering to the floor. I like to bring my left arm up overhead, pushing into the fingertips. And see if you can bring your hips a little bit more over towards the right, so they're staying directly over your knees. And slide your left hand back in, press back. Tabletop pose, we'll go to the other side. Left arm rises. Thread it through, shoulder and ear to the floor. Maybe extending your right arm up overhead. And this time, notice if your hips have swayed to the right, bring them back over your knees. More of a neutral breath here, just inhaling and exhaling through your nose in a rhythm that feels suitable for you. And sliding that right hand back, tabletop pose. Lowering into Sphinx, come down. Forearms out in front of you. And find as much lift through your chest and your heart as you can here, rolling your shoulders back, broadening through the collarbones. And you might need to push a little bit into your pubic bone to lengthen your tailbone towards your heels, so there's no pain in your low back, no compression. And let's release and just roll over onto your back from where you are. Cross your right thigh over your left. So this is reclined knee pile. We're trying to stack one knee over the other, or reclined shoelace as some people call it. And you can reach, maybe holding on just to your knees as you pull them in, or you might be able to slide your hands down towards your ankles and towards your feet, trying to widen your feet away from one another. Pulling everything down, just stretching into your hips. And release, take a little happy baby pose before we go and do that to the other side. widening your knees here, stacking ankles on top of the knees. Feet are flexed. And reclined shoelace on the other side. Cross your left thigh over your right one. Hold on to whatever is accessible to you as you pull it in. One last time, back into your happy baby pose. And we'll make our way to Savasana. Palms facing up to the sky. Take up some space with your arms and your legs. And this time, instead of going back to the 4-4-4 breath, we're going to try to do 4-4-8. And if that's too much for you, just go back to that first variation, 4-4-4. But otherwise, we're going to inhale for 4, hold your breath for 4, and try to exhale for a count of 8. So a longer exhale will really help to promote sleep and relaxation. So I'll count you in for the first 2, and then you'll be able to do a few rounds on your own before we'll close our practice. So inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep going for a few more rounds on your own. Take one more cycle where you inhale for 4, hold for 4, and try to exhale for 8. And once you're done with that cycle, let yourself come to a natural breath rhythm. So no control here, just breathe in any intuitive way. Giving yourself a few last moments here in Savasana. And start to deepen your breath so that we can wake up a little bit. Wiggle through your extremities and maybe stretch your arms up overhead, lengthening everything out. And you can turn to one side, lift up into a comfortable seated pose. Find some length along your spine, roll your shoulders back. We'll close this practice with one chant of Om. We inhale to chant, big breath in. Namaste. Thank you so much for doing this practice with me, yogis. I hope you feel rested and ready for a great night's sleep. Please do leave me a comment before you go to let me know how this went for you. I hope you subscribe to my channel. It's pretty much the best way to support free yoga on the internet. If you'd like to stay a little bit longer, I would love for you to do a meditation, again, to help you find a restful night's sleep. It'll be right here. Thank you again. Namaste.